I'm almost finished with my first commercial video game made with the Godot game engine, and I want to reflect back on the time I spent using the engine. This is going to be a short video where I tell you the best and worst experiences I've had while using Godot over the past 4 years. I tried Unity and Unreal, but neither stuck, and I initially settled on Godot for a few reasons. First of all, Godot is free and open source. It has a passionate and growing community of codebase contributors as well as game creators. And it's a lightweight application, small in disk size, and it can run on pretty much anything. And that was all I really knew about Godot before jumping into it with my first project. Now, after 4 years of on-off development with the engine, I can say that those points are still major positives, but what made me fall in love with Godot was how streamlined the editing process is. This doesn't apply to every single feature of the engine, because some of them are clunky. But overall, it is so simple and quick to set up scenes. The scene tree, which shows how different elements relate to each other within a level or character or menu, is a really intuitive way to change how your game is organized and quickly hop into editing different components. Everything is a tree structure built out of default nodes and user-created scenes, so you can reuse components and nest them under other components to avoid repeating work. I often see people say that Godot is the best engine for prototyping, and that's true. You can build a functional, unpolished product really quickly in this engine. But one thing I would add is that it's just as fast at building a polished product. There's plenty of complexity to be uncovered in the features and through the code, but you don't have to see it or deal with it until you have a specific need for it. And that's why I think this engine is so great. The engine itself is not simple, but the process of using it is. After I got comfortable using Godot, I never really considered switching to another engine. However, I have had some frustrating experiences with it. The biggest thing being the occasional broken or work in progress features because this engine is constantly being developed. I've only come across it a couple of times, but the first time this happened to me, I was absolutely baffled. I wanted to use the carry flag for an animation blend space 2D. I selected the option in the editor and it didn't work. So I checked the documentation and everything looked right. I kept Googling and eventually I came across the GitHub issue for the bug I was experiencing. The carry flag option, despite existing in the editor and the documentation, just wasn't functional. No one had tested it before committing it to the codebase. Any bugs in Godot typically get fixed pretty quickly, but it was jarring to find a feature that didn't work at all, with no indication of it anywhere but a bug report on GitHub. I don't see myself switching to another game engine in the near future. Overall, I've had a great experience with Godot, and if you haven't tried it yet, I would highly encourage it. My game is called Wild's Edge, and I made it with Godot. There is a link to the Steam page in the description, and if it looks interesting to you, I would love for you to check it out. It will be out soon, but in the meantime, you can wishlist it to get notified. Thanks for watching.